What's up, my video family? How y'all doing? How y'all feel today? Hopefully great. Hopefully this is a great, wonderful, sunny morning for you no matter where you are. This is your girl Knowledge by Nikki with 1K. I am coming to you from Chicago, Illinois, guys. Coming to you from the windy city. And I want to have a little conversation with you all about the coronavirus, okay? And not the virus in itself, but just how this time has really changed our lives. And I want you all to really just think about something. You all know I am your beauty coaching, restructuring coach. I actually help businesses that are failing or that have hit a brick wall and are trying to figure out how to get around, over, knock this wall down, do whatever it is that they need to do. So that is what my calling is, guys. But I want you to think about, what has Corona really changed in your business? What has it done? What has it added? What has it taken away? What has the shutdown, should I say, actually done for your business, good or bad? And then I want you to think about how you've been off work now 3-4 months, some of you all even longer, and you're finally back at work. And I want you to just imagine it happening again. Even though I know that's scary for some of us, we really don't want to think about that, but I really want you to imagine it happening again, guys. I actually read an article, and I don't know to the extent of what it is, but Atlanta, Georgia, I read an article about the mayor of Atlanta, Georgia, shutting Atlanta back down, or not shutting it back down. That's not what they're saying. They're basically saying that they're going to revert back to phase one. Now, I don't know what phase one in Atlanta was. I'm assuming it was the same thing as every other state, but I want you to think about whatever phase one is in your city. And I want you to think about what would happen if the governor, mayor, whatever powers that be, shut you back down again. What would you do? What would you do? Most of us haven't even been back to work that long, let alone even thinking about being shut down again. Some of us still have not gotten back on track from being shut down before. So I need you to really think about that. What would you do if you were shut down again? What would you do? What would you do if the restaurants, I happened to watch a CNN special, I think it was last week sometime, and it was about California. Now, California is on a whole nother level. California, from what I gather, they had opened up all the gyms, and I think some of the bars to some percentage, and then they wanted to shut the gyms back down, and this one guy who owned a chain of really popular, pretty upscale gyms was like, he's not closing. He's like, I'm not closing. They could cite me every day, and he was getting citations every single day because he refused to close. He said, the businesses aren't the problem. It's all of these people that, I get it, guys. We are social beings, and we can't function without some level of socialization. I get it. The thing that I don't get, though, is that it's not that we don't have people to socialize with, is that we have grown accustomed to the outside circles of socialization and not necessarily spending more time with just the people that are close to you, socializing with them. I get it. It is a struggle. But what's going to happen if they shut it down again? And, I'm worried about we going into like full-fledged martial law because people don't want to abide by what I consider some of the simple practices of wearing a mask. Okay, let's talk about wearing a mask. I don't care if you have no idea or really don't agree or understand with what wearing a mask does. One thing you do know is that it ain't going to hurt you. That's one thing you do know. Look. This is what I'm looking like, guys, most of the time. I got 1,000 masks. This is my absolute favorite mask. This is what I look like 99% of the times. And I hate this mask. I hate it. I hate wearing it. I hate everything about it. But considering I don't know enough about this virus, I'm like, well, one thing I do know, it ain't going to hurt me to wear it. Whether it helps me or not, it definitely doesn't hurt me. Whether you agree with the whole socialization and sitting around people 6 feet apart, fine. I don't buy into everything. I honestly don't. But one thing I do know is that these numbers on CNN and MSNBC, those numbers are real people. Now, whether I know what they were doing, how they contracted it, whatever, I'd still rather err on the side of caution. I'd still rather, if it's not somewhere I got to go, why am I going anyway? If I don't have to be there, if it is not going to kill me to not be there, I want to just plead with you all that are putting yourself in unnecessary situations. I get it. Look, I want to sit and kick it, and I do. Now, I ain't no beach junkie, but I would love to my shows. I'll take me. 30% of my income is now cut because I am a professional speaker. That is what I do for a living. I ain't no conventions. Now, I still do a lot of virtual training, thank God. There are no conventions. Who knows when these things are going to start back up? Who knows? It might be a minute. So I am missing that connection with people, doing what I believe I was called to do. And literally, I didn't have moments where I'm in convention centers praying with people, trying to pour into them and get them to realize it ain't over, even though you got IRS on your back and all this stuff. I get it, guys. But what I don't understand is that, and I'm talking to my business owners, I'm talking to people that really have more than a life to lose. I'm talking about people that have businesses that are in harm's way. And like the guy in California said, and I do agree with him, it's not really all the businesses that are really causing the problem. The businesses, for the most part, we're abiding by the rules. Whether we agree, understand, whatever, we're abiding because we don't want our stuff shut down. It's all the extra, unnecessary socialization that is really, I believe, causing this thing to spiral out of control. So I need all my business people to think about, if you are contributing in any way to a lot of this unnecessary socialization at the highest level. I mean, I'm looking at beaches. Honestly, if I looked at a beach with some of the numbers that I see on these beaches, I wouldn't have went before Corona. That is too many people in one spot. Now, I know that's my personality. I don't need the level of socialization that some of you all need. But I just need you all to take this thing seriously. I need you to say, as a business owner, I need you to say, look, what can I do to at least make sure I'm safer? The people that work with me are safer. If you're the leader, you may need to have conversations with, I know we got young people. Look, I got a daughter that's 25 who they don't think anything bothers them. They think they made of steel. And I talk to her. I can't tell her what to do because she lives on her own. But I talk to her and I say, look, I get it. You know me. I don't just buy into stuff. I live free. But at the same token, maybe you shouldn't have little gatherings at your house because you don't know where those people been. Maybe if you gonna have it, at least have it with one or two people that you're around all the time, because chances are if you're around them all the time, it's not gonna matter. But maybe you don't need to have all these extreme. Maybe you don't need to go there with that many people right now. That's all I'm doing. So if you're in a leadership position where you can possibly influence people to just make slightly wiser decisions. My daughter has her own business. I'm talking to her like, look, this is what it is. Whether you believe these masks work, who knows whether they work or not. You know it ain't going to hurt you. Whether you believe socialization is going to hurt you or not, you know it ain't going to hurt you not to socialize, or at least not to socialize to that level. So just think about the risk. Is it worth the risk? Now, if you get sick, your business going to be shut down. You won't be able to go at your store because if you get tested and you become positive, and I know people right now in this situation, your name goes on the list. You go to that job if you want to, and they find out that you going and you actually knew you had the virus. It's not worth it, guys. But let me talk about what I want everybody to understand. If you are in this situation where you are literally like, I don't know what the life or longevity or future of my business is going to look like, I need you to make some radical changes on how you're going to approach going forward. First off, if you don't have some type of strong digital presence, and I mean strong, website, I don't care what it is, then you messed up already. You need to have an extremely strong digital presence. We can go into that all day. I got trainings coming up. Subscribe to my website. You're going to get some free trainings. I'm going to do some free digital trainings to help people understand some of the little things that they can do. Whether you're comfortable with it or not, you might not be comfortable in front of a camera or a screen or a phone. You're going to have somebody that is. You're going to have to learn and become very comfortable with a larger digital footprint. let me talk to you about some of the changes that I've had to make. So I'm gonna divert away from the socialization part. I want to talk about what's real. I just told you all earlier that 30% of my income has been cut. Now, I know, I'm a hustler. I know how to, as they say, make a dollar out of 15 cents. My husband is like, girl, you know how to create some stuff. I do. I'm naturally able to do that. That's my father in me. But what I've also had to look at is that 30% of my income being cut, we talking six figures. And I'm not talking about lower six figures. So I said, okay, if Corona comes back, because again, we have the situation in Atlanta. I don't know what that means. I've been trying to talk to people. Does that mean the shops are shut back down? I haven't gotten a clear answer. But let's say that happened in your city and you're not in that first phase, or you're not in whatever phase they may revert back to. How are you going to keep moving forward? Can you take a second hit? Could you take a second hit? Think about it. Could you handle a second hit? I diverted my entire program. I was getting ready to buy a doctor's office that I was turning into a suite building. Okay, already clinic rooms, already, everything's already done. I just had to do some changes with the HVAC system. I said, you know what? That same money that I was getting ready to spend in that area, I had to think, okay, let's say, now my mother is telling me something that I didn't hear. She claimed the governor said here in Illinois that salons and barbershops, if they have to revert back to an earlier phase, will be considered one of the essential workers. Now, I pray that's true. I don't really know. So let me tell you what I decided to do. I said, you know what? I already have one suite. I'm going to hold off on buying that doctor's office right now. This is what I'm going to do. I found an apartment building. Now, I ain't never wanted to be no residential landlord ever in my life. I want real estate, and I have some, but I want it to be a commercial real estate owner, not residential. But I had to think about it, and this is what I want you all to get. I had to think about if Corona hits again, everybody got to have somewhere to live, regardless of whether Corona hits. So the same money that I was getting ready to pay for this doctor's office, I can pay the same money for an apartment building that a developer or an investor, somebody found it for me and turned me on to it, that an investor started to trick out. It's beautiful. It's a 2-bedroom upstairs, 3-bedroom in the middle, 1-bedroom in the basement, sits on a lot, y'all, that's 300 feet deep. I can build a whole nother house or whatever back there. It's on a street that has residential and commercial zoning. So I could rent out some. I could rent one to like a State Farm agent, whatever. I said, you know what? I'm going to make the shift. Instead of doing that, because we were waiting on the taxes to be adjusted before I signed the contract, I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy that apartment building. That's what I'm going to do. It couldn't be in a better location. I'm going to buy that apartment building. The developer actually ran out of money. That's what I was told. So the second actually, the top level is completely finished. Beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. The middle, he did 75% of the way. So it's almost done. And then the back area is just like raw, no floors, walls. You got to just finish that. And then the garden apartment, he did all the piping for the kitchen, for the bathrooms. He just didn't finish that. I said, how about I got contractors. That's not a problem. I said, how about I take that, and I'm going to take it even a step further. I'm going to make sure when I actually do applications for that building, I'm going to, now I know you can't openly do this, but I could say this to y'all. I'm going to make sure that I gear and steer my applicants, or who I'm going to bring in, towards people who are considered essential workers. So therefore, I can know that if for whatever reason we get shut down again, they can pay their rent. Okay? So I had zero. I'm saying this to you all who, anytime somebody tells you got to shift and change and you say I ain't comfortable with that, I have zero interest, really, in being a residential landlord. But I got plenty of people. I've been taking classes on understanding the laws of residential, and I got plenty of people that own buildings that are really close to me, that have owned them for years, that can give me the skinny on whatever it is that I need to know, do. I got one of my best friends owns about 6. She owns 2 houses, a townhouse, 2-3 apartment buildings. I'm like, okay, give me the skitty. How do I need to do this? My thing is, I ain't comfortable with it either. I don't want to really be a residential tenant, but guess what? That's what I'm going to do. Because if Corona shuts down again, I've already taken a 6-figure hit from me not being able to do my conferences like I'm accustomed to. So I need to make sure that I replace that. I need to do things that actually will replace or come really close to replacing, that I can go in, not spend a whole bunch of money, but I'm out, same money I was going to spend on these suites. So I'm going to make that now a priority. So what you going to do? What you going to do if Corona shut you back down? What are you going to change? It's the era of change, guys. You got to make some shifts, some changes. You just got to do some stuff, and you might have to do some radical stuff that you are completely uncomfortable with. I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. It doesn't bother me to be uncomfortable for a minute. If that's what I got to do, that's what I got to do. So all I'm doing right now is I'm setting myself up, learning as much as I can learn about being a resident, because I already know the commercial game about a residential landlord, because the laws are completely different. I need to understand what it is, how to set up leases. So I'm like, look, can I buy your lease? Can I? And let me say this to you all. This is another thing I'm conscious of. Information is not free. So when I go to people and I start asking them, even my friends that do this for a business, I say, you know what? How much would you charge me? This is what I want y'all to hear. When you go to people asking for information, information is not free. You need to go to them and say, how much would you charge me to sit down with me and walk me through or give me some information on how to do this thing, whatever this thing is. In my case, I'm like, what would you charge me to walk me through and let me know what I need to know when it comes to being a residential landlord in this state? Because states are different. Is it possible for me to buy your lease from you? See, ain't nothing new under the sun. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I need to find people that already know what I don't know, that I value and trust their opinion. Sit down with them and give them, if they tell you don't worry about it, it's on me, that's cool. But I'm not coming to them like they owe me this information. No, they had to pay to learn it. They had to pay to get it. I'm going to offer up to pay them for this information. But that is what I am doing. And who knows, guys, I might get to the point I like this residential thing and I might decide to do another residential building. But what are you going to do? That is the moral to this video. What are you going to do if it shuts you back down? And not even just shut back down. I don't know anyone other than maybe contractors and a couple other people that Corona actually enhanced their business. What are you going to do that it's taken something away from your business? Are you back where you were? Have you taken a little hit? Have you now projected that the way you were going or how your business was structured ain't going to work for you? Have you thought about that? Are you willing to be uncomfortable just making the shifts? Just doing you. Look, I have told people you may have to get to the point where if you got an open salon, you know my heart is with my salon owners. By the way, y'all, just so y'all know, I told a lot of people that asked me about my salon owners conference that is the bomb. Every November, they were like, are you doing it this year? I told them no. Yes, I am going to do it. We're going completely virtual, but it's going to be virtual like something y'all ain't never seen before. So I'm working on that now. If you are a salon owner, and let me tell you this is the difference with me. I don't care about what you say you are. In order to get into my conference or get the access link, I need to see a business license. If you don't have a business license, you will not be able to get access to. So when I put it online, there's going to be an upload for you to show me the business license. Now, if the license is in somebody else's name and you just the owner, you're going to have to show me some documents that you the real owner. You know why I say that? Because I want to say this as humbly as I can, but I'm not interested in looky-loos. I'm not interested in folks just coming. I get it. You want to do some research before you get, but this ain't that conference. This is the conference that I want people that got something to lose. I want people that's already in the trenches. I'm trying to help them. I'm trying to make sure if you already in the trenches and you done already put your name on a contract and you done already signed something, this conference is for you. It ain't for nobody trying to open in a year. It ain't for nobody trying to open in 6 months. I get it. You want that, then I can just coach you. But this conference is for people, barbers, as you are the boss. Your name on the lease, your name is on the business license. It is your baby that you birthed and it ain't working. Or it's not working as well as it once was working because it was already in trouble and now Corona didn't put it on life support and you trying to save it by any means necessary. This conference is for that group. So don't be shocked when you see the advertisements come out and it's asking you to upload a business license and all kind of other stuff, right? Because I am on for this conference. It'll be fully digital, but like nothing you've ever seen before. And you will have 2 days access to it. It won't just be the days of the conference. Your access pass will give you 48 hours even after the conference is over. I get it. I ain't sitting in one spot watching no screen for 8 hours either. I'm not doing that. So I get that. All right. So I'm structuring this different than anything you have ever seen, but I need you to really think about. So be thinking. I'm going to be coming on little by little, dealing with some things that I know we need to think about. All the shutdown did, guys, was fast track where we were going. That's all it did. It just fast tracked where we was going anyway. We were already going to a place where everything was going to be paperless and digital. And I'm sitting in front of the bank now waiting for the bank to open. I was under the assumption that they opened at 8, the drive-through. They don't open till 9. So I'm like, okay, well, let me just sit here until they actually, because I need to do some stuff that I can't do through the ATM. So what are you going to do? I just need you to think about that. What are you going to do? I actually, yesterday, I had a hair color developer, mannequin, stands, all that. I had a sell-off, meaning I'm done. I have retired from the product game. I know some of y'all who have taken my color class. I'm a bad colorist. Yes, I am. I will say that with pride because I spent the money to learn it. But I've turned that page now. I realize what I'm called to do is exactly what I'm doing. So I had a sell-off and I still got more stuff. Whatever doesn't sell yesterday and today, hey, I'm putting it online. I'm blowing it out. I got developer. I got enough color for a store. Look, it's mannequin stands. I got color mannequins. I got all that. That's the change I'm making is I now am looking at how can I build my business, the business that I know I'm called to do. Everybody's different, without having to have all my money tied up in inventory, because that is not what I've evolved. I've done that for years, guys. So that's where I'm at. So I need you to expand your mind, think about how you want to change your life, change your business, because changing your business is going to change your life, good or bad. And if you're not willing to change and expand and think about things differently, if Corona hits you again, what are you going to do? I need you to think about that. What you going to do? For those of us old enough to remember, how many of y'all remember the Jetsons? Anybody remember the Jetsons? You know, it's amazing to me when I think about the Jetsons that was written and produced by Hanna-Barbera. I think it's Joseph Hanna and I forgot Mr. Barbera's name. Could be Joseph Barbera, one of them, Hanna-Barbera. That was written in 1962. Do you all realize the Jetsons was put on TV in the 60s? Who has that type of vision to actually see what we're doing now? FaceTime, conveyor belts. They saw that in the 60s, guys. The 60s. So all Corona does or has done, or the shutdown has done, it has did what Hanna-Barbera did. They saw it in the 60s, and here we are living out the stuff that they saw. They were doing online school, and what was the little boy's name? Elroy? He was going to school online there. We would FaceTime and we would do, hovering cars. So now all that shelter in place has done, it has fast tracked us to where I believe we were going anyway in the next 60 years or 50 years or so, which is about the difference from then and now. So I need you to start letting your mind catch up to what the shelter in place has actually done for us. I made the decision to not buy into a bunch of commercial stuff, but to buy into things that people got to live in. Because one thing's for sure, I don't care what era we in, people going to have somewhere to live. So I need you to start thinking about some things that create a little more recession proof. Because again, I was going to buy this suite building, but if they shut Illinois down and, you know, the stylists can't work, and I know how y'all think. When you can't work, you think you ain't supposed to pay rent. I already know how that goes. If you a renter and you were shut down for Corona, you think you ain't supposed to pay rent. Even though the owner of that place still got to pay, you think you ain't supposed to pay. I'm not going to deal with that right now. I'm going to let things stable off, see where they go, because I know you got to have somewhere to live. And we think differently about that. If you couldn't pay for 4 months, you still know you owe that landlord. But you don't see your salon owner as a landlord. So I'm going to keep the one I got, which is fine. And then I'm going to go into residential. So just to put that out there for you all, something to think about. Later on today, I'm doing a training called The Committed Client. Going to show you how to see. The thing is, a lot of y'all got customers. There's a difference in a customer and a client. You all are interested, just go on my website. Make sure you subscribe. You're going to get a lot of stuff for free. I'm going to start doing free digital trainings for only those that are subscribed to my page. That's it. Them the only people that's going to get it. Ain't nothing to subscribe. You also get 10% off of stuff. Go on knowledgebynikki with 1k.com. Hit the subscribe button. Put your name in there. I don't be bum rushing you with emails. I don't do that because I can't stand with people bothering me with emails all the time. So that is not what's going to happen. If I send you something, it's going to be real. Something that you could really use, that you probably like, okay, it's free. I'm only sending free stuff, okay? So this is something I just want you to all think about. But I think the bank is open now. So peace out. Enjoy your day. If you want to take the training later, it's called How to Create a Committed Client. It starts at 7 p.m. today. Go on my website. It's on there. If you sign up or if you subscribe, you can get 10% off of it. It is free. I will send you, the description is free. The class is not free, but I'll be training you how to understand the difference in a customer and a client. They are not the same. And the reason your business is not stable is because you got a bunch of customers, not clients. All right. So peace out. Enjoy the rest of your day.